Hi everyone, thanks for joining me today. Today I am showing you how to make this super cute, adorable little box, and inside this box are a little package of donuts, these little mini donuts. They come in a 3-pack, they are so cute, and today I'm going to show you how to make this sweet little box that's going to hold those little donuts. So we're going to start by scoring our paper for our box. Now before we get started, if you need to shop for any products, please head to my online store, use this host code. This is my July host code, and people who shop using that host code will receive a PDF with 3 exclusive projects on it. And if your order is over $50 or more, you're also going to get an exclusive make and take kit to go with that PDF. Okay, we're going to start by scoring. I have an 8.5 by 9-inch piece of cardstock, and on the 8.5-inch side, we are going to score at 2, 4, 6, and 8. I'm actually using my Take Your Pick tool to score today, and I have the scoring attachment on here. Now don't worry about writing down any of the measurements. I have them in the video description below, and they are on my blog, so you can check them out there. All right, now on the 9-inch side, we are going to score at 1/2 inch, at 2.5, 6.5, and 8.5. So not too complicated with the scoring, and again I'll have all of those on measurements on my blog or in the video description, so you can check those out. So that is all of our scoring. So I'm going to put my Simply Scored away, and we're going to fold and burnish on all of the score lines. So I'm going to use my bone folder. This is a really important step that you really don't want to skip, especially when you're making boxes. It really gives you some good, crisp, clean lines. So just a couple more here. It's really easy. It doesn't take any longer than just folding your cardstock, and the bone folder will really help you out. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of trimming. So on 3 of the sides, there is a 1/2 inch score line. This is where we did our 2, 4, 6, 8 score lines. So so on the, I'm holding it in the 9-inch way now. I'm sorry, I'm making this clear as mud, I'm sure. But the corners with the 2 1/2 inch score lines where they meet and intersect, we're actually going to cut all those out. So I'm actually going to cut up the score line on this one. This is the 2nd score line from the right. And I'm going to do the same on here. So we're actually cutting out this whole panel. So we have that 1/2 inch score line and then that whole square. So this is a pretty good size scrap. You can save that and stamp on it or punch it, die cut it, whatever you want. And I forgot to mention, this is Flirty Flamingo cardstock that I am using. And I'm going to do the same on this side. So I'm just going to cut out those 2 corners. So this is where we are so far. Now we're going to turn it to one of the sides, and we want to leave this entire middle section, including that 1/2 inch score line. So I'm going to cut on either side of that middle section along the score lines. And I'm using my bigger scissors for this. They're longer cuts that we're making. So we're going to leave this piece along with that 1/2 inch score line. This one we're going to cut off that 1/2 inch score line, and then we're actually going to notch in a little bit this way. We're not going to notch in on this side, we're just going to notch in on that corner. Okay, and do the same on that side. Cut off that 1/2 inch tab, we don't need it. And then I'm going to notch in right there, just like that. Okay, so that's what that side looks like, and we're going to flip it and do the same on this side. So I'm going to cut up those score lines. I'm going to cut this off, we don't need that, and I'm going to cut that out. We're going to leave this one intact and cut up, cut that 1/2 inch score line off. And these tabs on the corners, those are actually going to get folded in the box. So if your trimming is a little off or it's a little crooked, don't worry, nobody's going to see that part. Okay, so this is what it should look like now. We have 1/2 inch tabs on these little side panels, and we have a 1/2 inch tab over here. Now we're going to do a little bit of corner rounding, and then we're going to adhere our DSP. So I'm using the Detailed Trio Punch, and anywhere there's that 1/2 inch score line, that's where I'm going to corner round. So I'm going to do it here. This is going to be our lid piece, and I'm going to come over here on these pieces, and I'm going to do these as well. This is going to be the little tab that folds into our box. I'm just going to make sure that is nice and square on our punch, and just give it a punch. Okay, and And last one. This is pretty much all the trimming we're going to do on the box. This is pretty much all so this is what it should look like. We are going to trim one more thing after we get our DSP on, but pretty much this is it. Now I'm going to flip it over. So I have all my fold lines going up this way. This is how the box is going to go together. I want to adhere my DSP on this side. So I'm going to flip it over, and I have a bunch of pieces of DSP that I've pre-cut. Now the DSP measurements are also on my blog or in the video description, so you can check those out. I have 2 square pieces, and those are 1 3/4 by 1 3/4 each. Those are going to go right on those outside tabs, just like that. And then I have 3 pieces that are 1 3/4 by 3 3/4, and that's going to go on the lid, the back, and the front of our box. This is the bottom. You can put a piece down there. I don't think it's necessary, but you absolutely can. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere all of these down, just like that. This DSP is actually the Pattern Party DSP. This is the DSP that is exclusive to hosts. You can get it when you place an order over $150. You earn Stampin' rewards, and that Stampin' reward money can be used on anything in the catalog, but especially the host items. And so this paper is part of the Stampin' Rewards host program. So you can get it when you start earning Stampin' rewards at $150. This is an $18 Stampin' reward redemption. So if you want it completely free, you do have to spend $180, and then you'll get $18 for free in shopping, and you can get this completely free. Do you start earning them at $150, and you can redeem it at $150, you'll just have a $3 balance to pay with a $15 credit. All right, so that is all of our DSP down. And now before we assemble our box, we're going to do one more little bit of trimming here. Now I'm just going to eyeball this. You can mark center if you need to, but I'm just going to kind of eyeball this. This is my Label Me Lovely punch, and I'm just going to punch just a little finger notch in. So you can see just how barely I've put that cardstock in. We're just going in maybe half an inch at the most, but we are just making a little finger notch there, okay? And that is all of our trimming for the box. So we're going to assemble the box now. So I'm actually going to use tear and tape. You can use Stampin' Seal or any other strong adhesive, but I'm going to use tear and tape just so you see where all of this is going. So I'm putting 2 strips on each of these corner tabs, and then we're going to flip it over and put a couple strips on the inside too. And we're going to assemble this box, and you're going to see how easy this box is to put together. There's a little bit of trimming and prep work that you have to do, but that's the same for any box, but it's all worth it. Now on the inside, I'm going to just put 1 strip right under this score line on these tabs here. So it's just right below that score line. And that's just going to give it a really clean finish. It's going to keep it nice and secure and give it a really, really clean finish. Okay. I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool for this, and I'm just going to peel off all of these tear and tape backings. Make sure you give them a really good burnish. The backing will come off so much easier if it's really stuck down to that cardstock. Okay. One more. All right. Now we're going to flip it over, and we're going to not press down. Don't want to adhere that down to our work surface, but I do want to get these up as well. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to adhere this cut edge to this score edge. It's going to just adhere together just like that. And I'm going to do the same with this cut edge to this score edge over here. Just like that. And then this little tab will fold down just like that. We're not going to adhere it down. It's just going to kind of be a flap. It's going to give us a much more clean finished edge over here. So we're going to do the same over here. I'm going to adhere that score line with that cut edge. And the same on this side, that score line with that cut edge. And that little flap will fold right down. All right, we're going to stick our little donuts in here. And we're going to close our lid. Perfect. And you can see that clean finish that those little flaps when they fold over give. Isn't that cute? Okay, so to decorate our box, let me pull back in our finished box so we can see kind of what we're doing. I've already done some of the prep work on this. I've already die cut my little cutting board. I've used the What's Cookin Bundle. We're going to use this stamp set. and then I've used the dies here. I've die cut this little cutting board, and I've already tied a little linen thread bow on there. I've already pre-stamped and pre-heat embossed my greeting, and I've punched this out with our heart punch. The supplies will all be listed in the video description and comments as well. So I heat embossed this, I stamped with Versamark, sprinkled on some white embossing powder, and I heat embossed this as well. Now we're going to do a little bit of stamping. I've also pre-die cut that whisk from in this die set too. So we are going to stamp the bowl and the little measuring cups. So let me get out these dies because we're going to die cut them. And I already have my stamps ready. And I've also pre-done my tag too. This is from the Tailor-Made Tags dies. So this is the largest of that little swoopy one, and then I did a tag reinforcement of Flirty Flamingo as well, and then I tied on a little Bumblebee gingham ribbon edge there. Okay, so let's get out. We have a scrap piece of basic white, and our bowl we're going to stamp in Bumblebee. So just ink that up real good. These stamps are some of my favorites. You can see that amazing light and dark shading and shadowing on there. It's just so realistic. I just love it so much. All right, done with that one. Flirty Flamingo for our measuring cups. And these are the same way. You're going to get great light and dark shading on those. All right, that is all of our stamping. So we're going to die cut these. I'm going to use some Post-it tape to hold my dies in place just to make sure that they don't slip around when we die cut them. And let me just line this one up just like that, and then I'm going to pull in my mini cut and emboss machine. Love this little machine. It is small but mighty. It is great. It sits on my desk, and I use this thing almost every single time I stamp. All right, so we're just going to run this through quick, and all right. Hold this guy back up. We'll put him away. Don't need him. And just pop these out. I'll save my dies. I'll make sure those get put away. Put away our plates. And so we have our little plate, or not our plate, our bowl and our measuring cups. Now I wanted to create a little slit in my bowl because I want my whisk to go inside my bowl. If you want to just skip this step, you can just have the whisk either on top or behind your bowl. But right here in the front edge of the bowl, I'm just going to use a craft knife. And I'm just going to cut a little slit just right at the edge of my bowl. So you can see we have a little slit there, and where did my whisk go? Here it is. So I can just slide my little whisk right in there so it looks like it's coming out of the bowl. All right, now to hold that in place, I'm going to grab some dimensionals, and the backing already came off, so I'm just going to stick that down, and that's just going to hold it in place. I'm going to do one more on the other side. Just like that. Okay, so we're going to set that aside. It'll go on in just a minute. Let me get these little dimensional backings out of the way. All right, let's adhere our tag. So I'm going to start by adhering my board on. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue just right in the middle. I'm using the liquid glue for this. You can use any glue you want. I'm going to stick my board on. I love the texture in this bowl. And then I'm going to stick my greeting on, my heart. We're going to adhere this onto the tag. And then my bowl will go right on. You don't want to cover up your greetings, just kind of position that. And then a little bit more glue in the front of the bowl for our measuring cups. That'll get adhered down. And then finally, we'll just add this to our box with some dimensionals, just right on the cover of the box, just like that. And pull that up, and that is our little box. Isn't that cute? The little donuts inside. I think this is such a cute little box, such a cute little gift. You can make a ton of these, any colors you want. I think that black gingham would go with anything. So let me know what you think. Remember, if you need to order any supplies, please head to my online store. I'd love it if you shop with me. If you like this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and watch for more fun videos coming from me. All right, guys, thank you so much. I'll see you later. Bye.